24 hours in Liechtenstein, full Vaduz tour, and the best views over the entire country. Let's get cooking, baby. Team have landed. Vaduz, Liechtenstein, 6th smallest country in the world, only 25 kilometers in length, so pretty easy, pretty accessible to get around. It's one of only 2 countries which is double landlocked in the world. If you know the other one, let me know in the comments down below. So in terms of where it borders, obviously it borders Switzerland, so we've got 2 separate vlogs on that. So if you're interested in Zurich and hiking, check those out on the channel. And the other side is Austria. Quite interesting, it doesn't border Germany, but it's a German speaking country, which I thought was pretty flair. It's also home of the boy Big Ulrich, who we're going to be going into a little bit more detail of very shortly. Your boy's on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Help me out now, but straight into a room tour, baby. Little room tour action from the boys. We've got the crab denned in. These beds were pushed insanely close together last night. Crab snores far too much, so we'll get them pulled apart. But yeah, we paid €220, so not too bad. Bed's pretty comfy, pretty flair shower. Good shower pressure, good heat, the things you love to see, and nothing to write home about this view. Do you know what I mean? My mum's not getting a postcard, but a few bits to note. Went to a little pizzeria joint on the end here last night, just right in the centre of the frame now. Little, do you know what I mean, salami pizza. Just been to Italy, so the pizza is getting a 5.6 out of 10. Nothing crazy. This is the main square. Early morning now, but this is about as active as it was last night. 7, 8, 9, 10 p.m. Not too much going on. Bloke on the left-hand side here built his gaff with wind chimes, so I bet he's an absolute fan favourite with the neighbours. And yeah, top bins. Up here is the castle. So number one thing to see and do in Liechtenstein, in Vaduz, is to see the castle. And yeah, the old boy's covered in scaffolding, so we might get a bit up close and personal, but if not, this is the best view we're going to have. The absolute things you hate to see. Cheers now. So how to get to Liechtenstein, to Vaduz, the capital? A few different options. Option 1, obviously the train from Zurich. You go into a place called Sargans on the train, and then you switch, and then you get a bus into Vaduz. It's between like 50 and about 70 to 80 euros from what me and the crab looked at, depending on kind of which train you go for. Some are quicker, some are slower, and that's probably about 1 hour 40 to about 2 hours, obviously each way. So you're trying to do it in a day trip. Obviously that's quite a lot of traveling. If you've got a car like me and the crab have, absolutely having our way with the roads, it's about 1 hour 20 to Zurich, but we drove here last night, and then we're going to drive back to Zurich today. Car was like 120 for 2 full days, and we've did like a big hike yesterday in Switzerland, and we're going to drive up into the mountains again today, so well worth it. A lot more flexibility, and yeah, can get in amongst it. We're just driven up to the castle now, and yeah, going to be absolutely having our way with it. Number one thing when you search what to see in Liechtenstein, in Vaduz, is the castle, home of Ulrich von Liechtenstein. Absolutely big Donny bloke, absolute huge Corey on him. But yeah, sun rises on the other side of the valley, so sets on this side. Obviously it's early morning, just about 8 a.m. now. If you're gonna walk up from Vaduz, it's about 20 minutes. It's about 3-4 minutes in the car. There's some free parking that we've just denned ourselves into, saved the legs for the big hike later. Shame about the old scaffolding, but yeah, pretty naughty views anyway. Bloke was hating us trying to park. Me and the crab nearly parked in Big Ulrich's parking spot, so yeah, we got sent our way. But yeah, nice panoramic views of the valley. They know how to build a bloody castle, I know that. From what we've seen so far, Vaduz seems to kind of get out sort of vibe. This is about as active as it gets. This lady absolutely popping off on a Friday morning. Main town hall here. One thing Liechtenstein, Switzerland, and I guess a lot of Europe has, is that kind of like medieval culture, architecture, which is pretty top draw. Obviously this horse has had a few beer worries the day before, but yeah, this is kind of like the main street, the main square. It is super early on a Friday, in fairness, but yeah, shows you about as active as it's getting. But yeah, she'll be having a few Aperols very shortly and firing up, and one of the top things to do here is get your passport stamps. And yeah, when that is one of the top tourist attractions, you know you're absolutely clutching at straws. So yeah, the boys in the market for a bit of the old breakfast. This is where we stay in Vaduzhof. So yeah, kind of nice little gaff, obviously looking up at the castle, if you've kind of seen on that kind of segment. But yeah, it's very much a rural town from what the boys have seen so far. But yeah, let's get some breakfast in the boats and see where the day takes us. So basically the main street from our hotel, we were just starting the last couple of clips, all the way down this side is basically like the main streets, a few little coffee shops and stuff and a few bars for later. What they lack in atmosphere, they make up for in designer, highly expensive goods, flair, little watch shop, Huber, Cartier, Rolexes, do you know what I mean? Stuff that is far myself and the crowd's budget. But yeah, this is quite a naughty little gaff. I don't think we're going to be able to make it, unfortunately. It was on the list of things to do, but it doesn't open for a few more hours, so I don't think we're going to stick around. But this is, do you know what I mean, the art museum, so I'd definitely check that out online. For the research I'd done, I think that was probably one of like the top 2 or 3 things for us to see. If I was here with the king, do you know what I mean, might stick around, but yeah, me and the crab want to get up into the mountains. So yeah, a bit of the old breakfast in the system, hopefully crabby sourced American coffee company, and yeah, get some caffeine in the bones very shortly. Continuing our magical mystery tour down basically the main and only pedestrian street. Obviously you got the Tourist Information Centre here, you got Liechtenstein Museum on this side, which has got a nice little, I don't even know what the thing is, I was going to say mural, but the thing where you can put your heads through. It's got a nice little picture of the crab, which will be on the Insta very shortly. And yeah, in the distance you can see the crab marshalling on, as always, Nim's Sherpa at the front of the group. And yeah, moving up to obviously the main square in the cathedral. But yeah, I'll save you the time walking. See you there in about 2 seconds. Probably the most impressive, interesting thing we've seen so far. Cathedral of St. Florin, 19th century neo-Gothic architecture. Drink it all in. Just had a quick peep inside. They do have different services throughout the day. But yeah, have a look at the timings on those. This is pretty flair. What Crab just showed me here, it's little I don't know, statues I guess, showing life and death. So yeah, insight from the crab, see how his mind works. But yeah, probably the most flair thing we've seen so far. There's 3 people in the church. It's also the busiest place we've seen so far. But yeah, I think one thing Europe does well is yeah, Gothic architecture and flair churches. Another thing of note in Liechtenstein in Vaduz, the amount of people they like celebrate with like different statues. There's this one here, there's a Franz Joseph one, and then there's loads of other just random bits of sculptures. Like there's the horses left, right and centre. We'll have to have a little look up afterwards. Is that like, I don't know, the national animal of Liechtenstein? And then they also have like this massive, huge sculpture of this woman lay down. So yeah, Crab was pretty interested in that one. But yeah, loads of history, drenching in it, drizzled in it. If that's your bag, and this is probably going to be a bit of you. It does not surprise me that the main square and one of the most, I guess, flair, impressive buildings. Do you know what I mean? Nice little murals, nice little detailing all over the building is on the main government building. So it's not just in the UK, they're absolutely swanning us for the old tax warring arms. But yeah, pretty nice building, just across, or just up the road from St. Florin's Church, which is pretty nice as well. And yeah, literally it's about a 200-300 metre walk just down the main street where we came from, and you can literally get it all done in about 10-15 minutes. Pleasure. So we've just waited till 9 AM doing all the cultural tour for the American bagel shop to open. We should have gone for something a bit more local. Maybe that was our issue. But what are your thoughts on the produce in there, Crab?
So they have 2 different types of bagels that are pre-made, that were there when we turned up when it was closed, so they're not fresh. So can't really call yourself an American bagel shop in my eyes.
Yeah, pretty horrid to be fair, because I literally researched like breakfast places and that was maybe the only one. So we're already in trouble.
Bakery and pastries it is then.
Oh baby, get that on the rig. The boys finally sourced some breakfast. Balu, flair little gaff, staff in there, unbelievably nice. So we're in the mixer. Crab, little close up. Crab's gone for the currywurst. Comes with a little crusty roll. Again, looks naughty. G-dubs, obviously we're going for a little tuna. We'll see what this is saying. Crab's had one of these as well. It says it's a banger. Serious bit of kit. Gone for the chicken schnitzel as well. Won't bite that because that's ultra crusty. However, I've been told on good authority there's no nuts in this. Vanilla cream in the middle, so EpiPens at the ready. It's unbelievable. Like when you have a custard cream donut when you're younger, you get a little close-up on that. Ridiculous scenes, and obviously Michelle sought his eye. Nice glass of fresh OJ. We'll see what it's saying. Not bad. Part one of the vlog, Liechtenstein, Vaduz city centre, boxed off. Full review coming at the end, but you can probably guess what I'm thinking so far. Part two, obviously, action man behind the camera. We're going to be going up into the mountains, up to Liechtenstein mountain. So we got given a few dodgy directions to go park at Colm. You want to park, I'll put the name on the screen now. What's it called, Crab?
Steg.
Steg's the one, there we go. Car park is just here, over here on the right. If you do want to get the bus up here, the bus stops at the exact same spot, number 21. But yeah, going to be going up into the mountains, a lot more alpine territory today, I'd say. A lot more trees, hopefully a bit more shade. First things first though, you know what I mean? Got to give the local bats a go. Get it in the bones. It's literally Red Bull. It's a shit version of Red Bull. Get the bats back, baby. Let's go. So the boys, we parked on the road a bit further down. We just walked 0.8, 0.9 miles. It's this little spot here. If you wanted to save yourself that, you can just come to this little restaurant, Sea Blick, or Zum, whatever it's called on here. And yeah, save yourself that first 10, 15 minutes to kick it off. But yeah, the walk is saying 3:35 one way, and these little points here, so if it's white, red, whatever, it means like for an experienced hiker. So you know what I mean, a couple of athletes like us do, no problem. But yeah, we're going to see what sort of headway we can put into the sort of timing. But yeah, 3:35 one way. We'll see how much we can knock off of that. But yeah, if you want to save yourself the first sort of 15 minutes, rock yourself up, bang on this car park and kick off from here. A lot more gentle walk today than yesterday in Switzerland. Nice flat paths, and yeah, we'll be slowly cutting up into the mountains, but making good headway, the boys. So a slight kicker now as we start going up into the mountains and hills. We're unsure if we're going the right way, but yeah, saw one of these. So yeah, as long as you're following these on they're everywhere, like on the trees on different blocks and stuff. Yeah, you're going the right way. But yeah, hooking up through the mountains. There's a slight turn just behind us, but you can't miss it. You just cross over the river, and there's like a little cafe selling beer, I don't know, milk, coffee, all that sort of stuff. So you need a little pit stop spot there, and then yeah, this is where the kicker starts. We're going to absolutely take on these two up into the mountains, see if they've got the minerals for the boys. Next little check-in from the boys. Cruising our way up into the mountains now. Naughty views throughout. The little shop that we walked past is down here, and then we walked all the way up the ridge, and then yeah, you cross over the water, and then all the way up the absolute serpent of Razentine mountain, and you come to this little T-junction here. I'll just overlay a little thing now, but there's a little marker here, and it just tells you chuck a right up where we're walking now. But yeah, the views just kept getting nicer and nicer. The boys making some friends, a couple little marmots, that's how you say it. We've got to take on some familiar foe in these cows in the field. But yeah, last sort of 3k now, you hit a bit of a kicker up into this hanging valley, and you go for another little dairy farm just on the edge of this cliffside. And yeah, you basically, when you get to there, you've done about 8k, and then yeah, about another 3k to go to the top. But yeah, shout out to the little lads. A lot more chilled than yesterday. anyone that has seen the Switzerland hiking vlog, you saw we literally got attacked and chased by some cows. So just coming through that little section then, whew, one, the heat dripping, but yeah, pretty dicey stuff. But these guys, a little bit more friendly. Oh, hey boys.
Back in the gang.
Eat all. Just past the donkeys and with all these naughty views in the background, the path kind of runs out. We just chatted to Matey Boy over there. And yeah, when you get to the edge of the path, there's another tiny little one that is pretty concealed until you see it, until you get right up to it. And yeah, you just kind of follow up to mining to the right hand side. And then you literally just follow the ridge up to the top. And then yeah, the cross is on that side. And yeah, probably about 20 minutes from here to the top. Check in for some views very shortly. The boys have made it, summited Rapperstein, 900 meters in elevation. With that high, there's literally a helicopter just going behind me. You'll probably see it in the clip in a second. The estimated time was 3 hours 45. The boys, the athletes, the action men, the Adonises that we are, we've done it in 2 hours 15. We learnt from our mistakes in the Swiss hills yesterday, stocked up on water, electrolyte tablets. We even brought a sandwich and another one of those delicious cream custard filled donuts. And obviously some sweets, get those in the bones. But yeah, Crab, chuck us the camera. Let me give you a little tour of the view because it is the definition of the things you love to see. I'll stop talking and just absolutely take it in. And you got all of Liechtenstein and Vaduz on this side where we were this morning. Then all the way into the Swiss border in the distance. The sweet, sweet taste of beer. I can almost feel it in the bones. So yeah, up at the summit, we're literally higher than that helicopter. If you can literally see it, it's like here, just a little speck in the distance going across. But yeah, we come up from the car park, we took the left-hand route, which is 3 hours 45, and you walk all the way up this valley, into this hanging valley on this side, not to be confused with the hanging gardens of Babylon, past this little milk farm. And then yeah, the last 40 minutes, a proper steep uphill. I'd say the other part is like easy to intermediate, and then that last bit, you literally are scrambling up the rock face. And then when you get to the top here, the different route down, you can see like down the arete, the path along this ridge here, and down this side, that's 2 hours 45. So it should be in, well, we've obviously walked it a lot faster anyway, but yeah, in comparison, it's an hour. So if you wanted to do a shorter route, get to the same spot, I imagine it's going to be a lot steeper. But yeah, you'll be up here and taking in the absolutely ridiculous scenery. But yeah, mixture of sun, snow, hills, cowbells, and the Crab whispering sweet, sweet nothings into the ear. What more can you want? So yeah, this bit is pretty treacherous. Couple of near misses for the Crab.
A few more, don't worry about that.
We're going to be taking the opposite route back. Give you a little close up at the ridge. And yeah, you just look for this little signpost here, bottom left now. We're going up this ridge and down the other side of the mountain. Hopefully taking a few more of these naughty numbers. Route 2 on the way down, as you've seen, literally from the top here where we just came, all down this ridge. A lot more technical down Route 2 along this arete, along this trail. Heart rate absolutely pumping. So yeah, if you want the easier route, go Route 1. If you want a bit more of a challenge, Route 2, baby. Beautiful views throughout. Yes, sir.
Right. It definitely helps like now. I've got very, very licensed players.
The boys just looked out, walked all the way down this arete, up to the top of this hill here. Luckily we saw this gentleman because we missed the turning. So yeah, you're looking for this gate, chuck a left here, and then you'll come to a sign further down the ridgeline this way. But yeah, we make the mistakes, baby, so you don't have to. Another little checkpoint. So route 2, a lot steeper coming down this side, but the whole way down, like the erect, we just drop down quite a lot now. Beautiful views into the valley in Liechtenstein. Electrocute myself on one of these bad boys, so yeah, be careful. And then you hit this little point here and you want to chuck a right, which you can go left and right, the crab's telling me. Which one's quicker, crab?
Both exactly the same, 2 hours each.
Oh baby, you can roll the dice here. Well, crab's going to take the left, I'm going to take the right. We'll see who's down faster. But yeah, this is a lot steeper. If you're going to come up this side, especially out of season, you're going to want proper walking boots and some proper kit, because me and the crab are in, yeah, running trainers. Not sure why I'm stood like that. Running wheels and stuff, and the ankles are taking an absolute battering. Pleasure. Signposting in the woodland is a little bit more limited. There's nothing for steg, but there is something for sucker. So obviously me and crab spotted the only people we've seen in about 3 hours who told us, yeah, aim for that and you come down. So yeah, just head down this little last bit of woodland and we can literally see the car. Hopefully all these roads connect. But yeah, this side is yeah, a lot cooler. The sun's not on you in the afternoon, but yeah, a lot more difficult. But yeah, see you in a few moments for the full check-in and review of the walk. But it's been a good one. Rapidstein, boxed in, sent straight to the Gulag. Powerade in the system and just paid €9 for some absolutely awful bit of kit sushi, but we'll let that ride. Summary on the walk, so 17.5 kilometers, 1,600 calories, 1,800 elevation up and down, and 25,000 steps roughly. Silly walk. It was meant to take 7 hours 10. The boys, obviously you've seen the carts, you've seen the rigs. We did it in 4:05, embarrassing, absolutely having our way with it. There's 2 routes. The left route, literally, I would definitely recommend the left route going up there. A lot more undulating the way up. You walk through the valley, and then the last 20 minutes of that is what I would say is difficult. The other, even the way we came down, was unbelievably painful on the ankles, the knees, everything. It was a lot shorter well, yeah, it was shorter, but yeah, absolutely pulverizing every single orifice of your body, plus the knees, plus everything else as part of it. But yeah, the boys got it done. We've earned our beers. Right, to wrap up the vlog in the next clip, and then we're going to be making our way to Zurich. So yeah, see you very shortly for the full wrap up. The walk might have saved Liechtenstein. See what I think in a second. Liechtenstein, you've been weighed, you've been measured, and you have come up fucking short. I don't want to say it, Vaduz, worst capital city I've ever been to. As you've seen today, not much going on. However, Liechtenstein as a whole has got 2 saving graces, actually 3. 1, William Thatcher, shout out fucking The Knight's Tale. 2, the cafe this morning, the vanilla cream inside that croissant. 1, I boxed it off for breakfast, and 2, at the top of the mountain. Obviously had another one just for safekeeping. Lovely staff. So that's the first thing for Vaduz that saved it. The other thing is the walk. The walk was phenomenal. The views, panoramic, JPEGs floating, unbelievable. So yeah, luckily we boxed in the walk. So if it was just in Vaduz, it would be getting sent straight, one-way ticket to the Gulag. You're not coming out. Done. So yeah, overall, mid-tier capital city. Trip was unreal. Obviously, anytime I'm on a trip with a crab, it's an absolute banger. Your boy's on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Do me a favour, hit the button down below, and remember, baby, the chef is always cooking.